Hello and welcome back again to Minecraft. I'm of course playing again with the Direwolf20 pack, this time as Minecraft 1.10. Just wanted to show off my little base as it is so far. It's not that flash, but set up a little mining cave main base here. This is where I got started, set things up. See, I've got a little... this is actually a refined storage system here, a bunch of junk in it. I haven't yet set up any auto crafting or auto generation, but you can see I've got a bit of power setup going here. Of course, a smeltery. Extra storage here. Let's get through, goes to my mining tunnels. A fair amount of mining. You can see most of my tunnels are 3x3. That's because I've been using Psy to do mining tunnels. It's actually quite cool. Show off how that works. Let's see. We're doing them one raised up because I dug this tunnel a little bit too low. So this is at the level of the lava, which makes life a little easier. So let's start a tunnel. And then because I'm let's just do that. And the other cool trick is to then hit a little tiny torch whenever it's like level 5. Let's clear this out to make the next line even. Bullseye bar, can just go all the way through. 3x3. Doesn't quite go far enough for another one though, so... Didn't quite make it that time. It's not waited long enough to charge up. Oh, and there's some lava there at a different level just to be annoying. This lets me show another one of the things that I've into Psy. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. Great way to get around. And then you can just continue again. But I didn't wait long enough that time, so I'll probably... oh, there we go. 5... 6 now. So you can see you get a fair amount of resources this way. And here, that's right, I disrupted my pattern because of the lava of it. So let's see, that should be... that's where the torch should have been. And that just makes the tunnels all nicely lit up so I don't get any monster spawns in here. But enough about that. Because this is of course a Direwolf pack. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Up here on the surface, I've started to build another main base. And here we go, because this is of course, let's turn that off, Direwolf pack, I've made a 9x9, as is tradition. And as you can see, I have flight. That was my top priority, is crafting one of these suckers and the power gen to run it. Really doesn't feel like a lot of fun without flight for a lot of these sort of builds. Over here you can see I've got a canola farm. Get some oil there. I've got it going into these wireless RF batteries, which seem like a great way to power around to various isolated places. They only do 40 RF per tick, but most of these generators only do 40 RF per tick anyway, so that doesn't make much difference. Over here I've got a nice tree farm. It's just your classic IO tree farm, after they are automatically making out for some reason. Working. Okay, well it's gone and broken itself somehow, but these furnace generators are supposed to supply power to these things which produce cobble and that sort of thing, and then this thing is supposed to be making axes, but it seems to be out of power somehow. Sure, something's draining my power. See, I think I can fix that up. Little transmitters here, so that just automatically powers anything nearby. Which is where the wireless RF is pretty cool. But I don't really want to leave this here too long because the problems is it keeps these furnaces super powered as well. It's going to produce way more charcoal than I need, so I need to rebalance this, but as you can see I've already got quite a lot of wood out of it, so it's mainly being a wood farm I guess and not really a power gen, although these things were sort of designed to be a power gen. Again, they're sort of hooked up to a battery here, so that theoretically this thing runs all by itself, and these things keep this thing running, but obviously something derped up too much power. And then any leftover power goes into the shared network here. Lying around. Been sort of concentrating on generating RF, setting up different ways to generate RF before I sort of build any quarries or anything major that uses RF. So down here, got the these water turbines don't generate RF, but they generate the grid power that I need to do the flying. So it's important. This thing here I've just recently set up just as an extra passive power gen. See, it's managed to fill this thing up, so I've got a nice little backlog of power, which again just sort of sits into one of these, which again this isn't going to be able to drain power all that fast, but eventually I'll probably put some other around to some extra things. Over here is where I tried to set up a spawner for Enderman. See here, this is one of the RF tools things. Unfortunately this thing, I thought this was sand at first, which would have been nice, but no, it's in stone, and I haven't been to the end yet. I haven't found a stronghold yet, so I don't really know get in stone yet. So unfortunately, this thing is completely useless. Been thinking about trying to swap it out with another kind of spawner. Again, of course, the main point of building this thing was to try and get Endermen, since they're easy to find at night. And there it goes, so it is working slowly. Ridiculously tall trees though, because of the 4x4 tree mechanics there. I'm not sure if using a different sapling would help with that. But yeah, so that's my above ground base here. My next mission is to move some of these things that I have down in the mining cave base back up to the surface and actually set up a base up there. Still got everything down here again because I'm still mostly manual. Haven't made anything in that. I have been to the Nether, as you can see there's a portal here. Although I made the mistake of making this my first portal for public service announcement, don't do that. When you make your first portal underground like this, I ended up under this area, so yeah, there's a nice big lava lake and my portal was underneath all the lava, and that's not a good time for anybody. But eventually I managed to move my portal back up to the surface and got rid of the portal under there, so I end up here when I want to go. There's a few deaths over there, I should probably delete those. That's where a lovely fortress is. Yes, there's a lot of death and destruction over that way because of these guys spawning. But yeah, I heartily recommend rushing flight. These angel rings are not too hard to make. The biggest problem with them is that one of the ingredients you need is one of these suckers. You need to get a ghast, and you need to not kill the ghast, which is actually not that hard if you can reflect back fireballs. But just like that, in fact. But if you haven't got flight yet, and you actually need to go and fill up a soul vial or whatever it was, I forget exactly what it was you had to do to capture it. No, that's right, you had to use a lasso. But you have to damage the ghast a bit first and then lasso it. And all of those things you have to do while you're confined to the ground, and that's definitely a fun time. But once you manage to finally do that, then yay, creative flight. It's awesome. And the other thing the Angel Ring does is it gives you no falling damage, which is quite handy. I was using the slime boots until I got that, which actually worked quite well. They're actually quite fun for bouncing around, jumping off into a ravine, bouncing off the bottom and then landing on the other side as well. Night time. And yeah, so my portals are still slightly derpy. When I go back from that one, I end up over here. It's not too far from my base, but it's especially once I've got flight. But before I had flight, this was a bit of a trek, especially at night like this. And I always do seem to come back at night for some reason. Just lucky, I guess. But yeah, that's my base so far. Oh, yes, there's one other thing I wanted to show off just because it's cool. Let's take care of this spider first. Got me. Let's actually just sleep. Come on. So you out this way. So you out this way. Go Zomble. Goodbye Zomble. So this is the only automated farm that I've got. I can see I've set up barrels to carry the access. But over here I've got a few manual farms, but there's nothing terribly exciting. But yeah, the other fun toy which I used quite a bit when I was starting out, you see there's a bunch of spruce trees here, made this tree capitate spell. Sigh, and it does pretty much what it says on the tin. You just... the trees are gone. Because of the fast leaf decay mod. See, sometimes it doesn't quite work because there are things in the way. You sort of want an unobstructed view of the trunk there, but as long as you can get line of sight on the trunk, it takes the whole trunk out. And if there aren't that many other trees nearby, like there are here, then the fast leaf decay quickly gets rid of the leaves, and you get all the saplings pretty quick. It's very nice. Probably don't need these trees here anymore, but hey, so have it. And these can go in barrel. Because. So yeah, that's my base. As I said, the next major mission is to some of the things in my mining base up into the main base, surface base here now. And lots of junk left up. Okay. Jump is kind of weird. What was I saying? Yes. So I need to move things up here, and I just sort of wanted to capture the state of my early world before actually doing that, and not to repeat my mistakes. Anyone who's watching this, not that anyone watches my videos. So that I'll probably need to find a stronghold and get some endstone and get a lot more pearls, because playing around with Ender IO a fair amount, and that uses up the Ender pearls quite a lot. In fact, most of the advanced tech stuff uses a ton of Ender pearls, so having some kind of Ender farm. I did manage to get one of these Ender Lily seeds, and it's grown exactly once since starting this world, so I can't really rely on that. So all the rest of my Ender pearls for the rest of the stuff that I've built, obviously I've gotten by flying around and taking out Ender mineral on the way, which are actually quite tough, these suckers. Especially because the hiding under a too high the roof thing doesn't seem to work anymore. They pull you out of it. I'm not sure if it's a mod doing that or if that's something that was added to vanilla, but either way it makes it quite an adventure fighting those guys. But yeah, so that's all for now. Hope you've enjoyed watching this, or at least seen what it is I'm up to. Laugh at me a bit, I don't know. Whatever it is people do if they ever stumble across my videos. And maybe I'll make another one of these once I've done some more changes, but no promises. See you later.